You've ever wondered how to hit your driver straight every time? You want some crazy detail, but making it simple? Today I have got you covered. Ian is taking your place in today's lesson. Now I know you have all loved this style of video.
Yeah, I thought I like that.
The first part of actually hitting the ball straight, we've got to have a good setup. You think about it, if we've not got good foundations, it's so hard to get the whole thing working right, okay? So this is something that we've spoken in the past, so I want you to talk through how you set up the driver, because I know you do it really well.
Yeah.
So go for me.
We kind of work on inside of the heel.
Yeah.
So for me it was always just trying to feel as though it was more athletic.
Yeah.
Ball was inside of the heel, address the club face, and we kind of did this, didn't we? We set our
and this is so key because this ball goes up in our stance on like this arc. Potentially, what can this do? It can get those shoulders pointing very much left. Now, for most golfers, that gets you swinging over the top. That's not going to help us hit it straighter. It's definitely not going to help us hit it further. So yeah, we walked into it feeling as though very much this right shoulder was pinned back, didn't we? So just talk me through what you kind of feel, and it almost felt to you as if they were pointing so far out to the right.
Yeah, it was like, to me it felt as though it was like literally like this, but obviously used to being a little bit left and then over the top it. But obviously once we got into the dynamics of the swings, it all makes sense why it's got to be. So
yeah, go through, I think we've got to realise here, if we had to go 3 checkpoints to set up, I think we've got to get it down to 3. So we said ball inside the left heel.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll call our stance of like ball position. Okay, we want a wider stance. Number 2.
Yeah.
And I want you to kind of feel that you've got spine and shoulder back as one point, okay? So I want you to go down, back, in. Yeah. Because that got these shoulders set on a slight angle, and that's exactly what we need.
Because we did it as it's got to be like one hand on the club, address it. Yeah. And then it was this movement, and then the hand came in this way.
Look what we did there, so from down the line.
Yeah, which naturally got me in this position here.
Perfect.
And then got me what it was here.
And just from your perspective, where are these hands? They're not ahead of the ball?
No.
They're not behind the ball? Where would you kind of say they're just, if anything, your knuckle is on this edge of the ball, the back edge?
Just pretty neutral, and then these of the hands are sort of just over this right shoulder.
So if we put this into kind of some simple steps for everybody to follow, it would be nice, wide, solid base, that's athletic. A ball position that was inside the left heel. Left shoulder higher than the right shoulder back. And I think you've got to realise that you've got to make it in a simple little routine that almost becomes, how could I say it, like automatic? Because then you're on the golf course, it's like boom, 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 done. It's not right, okay, what did Alex say? I've got to feel this, I've got to feel that. Because we know we're not going to play our good golf from there.
We sort of built it into our like little bit of a pre-shot, so took the ball in and then it was this. And then from here then it was just, we was ready to go. Yeah. Just pull the trigger.
Okay, so let's move on to the second stage, and this is where I think we're going to talk about backswing now. Like, for me, because this golf club is longer, everybody does the same thing. We get this habit of wanting to swing it around ourselves, feel as though it's wide, this face opens, and then it works over. So my big thing is for all players, and this is throughout the whole game, is first thing you've got to do, if you want to hit the driver straight, or you want to hit any club straight, you've got to get this club face under control. So the checkpoints that I want you to go through, and I want you to do this with me, I want you to grab the golf club, and if you're at home, guys, and you're watching this now, I want you to follow these steps. But before that, if you are enjoying this content, I would appreciate it if you did hit that big red subscribe button. That's that one down there. Join this team for tips that happen every single day. And if you are enjoying the content, please do hit that thumbs up button as well. So follow me at home, grab your golf club, or even just get your hands together and work through these points. So we'd have our golf club down to the ground. Our first move for the driver, and this is really key, I want you to feel as though the shoulders start the swing, the hands work in, but the club works out. Perfect. So our club face is very much matching our spine. Ian's over exaggerating it really nicely there. Then as we move to the top, the butt of the club starts to set towards the ground, and the lead wrist becomes nice and flat. So throughout that whole backswing, we've kept the club face nice and strong, but nice and neutral. It's not open. Anytime that goes open, we're fighting it. And actually, as a counteract measure, if you know your face is going that way and your brain knows that, where are you going to want to swing to counteract it?
Yes.
And all that's going to do is go like this with the ball, and we know that's not a good place to be. Okay, so show us that again, show us those points. First bit. Second bit. Brill. Okay, now downswing. What we're looking for there, what we're looking for in the downswing. You know this is something that works for you really well. We were feeling that it was low go to the ground or right palm on top, explode and turn through.
Yeah.
Just show us that.
So we did it a little bit, exactly the same setup. So it was club in.
Yep. Good, and that got the club feeling like it was ridiculously inside and almost close to the club face. And I know this for Ian, he couldn't believe how much you could over-exaggerate that because you're someone that was a little bit over the top. So let's learn this away. We've got 5 golf balls here. I want you just to hit 3 of them away now, just really slowly, really slowly. This might even go near 100 yards. Just really getting a feeling for what we're trying to achieve here. That is so key. Mint. And best thing we can do, look how dead straight that is. I know it's a little bit left, but straight away, if you're someone who's a bit of a slicer of the golf ball, if you get the ball going bullet left, it's going to go a bit further. Yeah. But it's also going to feel more control. So, from your point of view, Ian, like as a mid-handicap golfer, what are you feeling to achieve that? What is going through your head to achieve those points? Because I think it's great coming from you, not just me preaching it to everybody all the time. Because
we looked at a couple of different variations of how we could do it from the top. And to start off with, we looked at maybe it felt as though I created it. Yeah. Like you watch like a John Rahm sort of style, he here and then whereas I felt as though I had to do it right from the beginning. Yeah. And then hold it. Yeah. So mine felt like we did a lot of swings where it was really this.
Yeah, and look at how much different that is. I mean, you're tapping that, but that's realistically going as far as when you were first hitting driver.
And that's got that tiny little bit of what you would class like a little bit of left to right controllable. But that's what we did a lot of right in the beginning, just to try and get the feeling of what it had to feel like.
So the expression that I use is if you're thinking how I'm going to hit driver further, any time that we've got this club working out, I kind of think if it's out of balance, we're going to have to manipulate it to get it back to the ball. And it's hard, like that's actually going to be harder for us to hit the ball, even though our brain thinks it's easier. We've got to really feel with driver, like I said, we've got to control the club face through those points. So address in a good position, take away top of the backswing, last parallel, and then really feel as though we can release that club. And I would say in general with driver, can we feel that we've got a nice speed delivery that's not power on from the top, because that's going to get people into a heap of trouble. I really want you to feel as though you let the power fall, then you add the speed. So it's letting it fall and then you add the speed. It gets people into a great position. So like Ian just said there, like you've got to feel the swing a little bit slower to begin with.
Yeah, definitely. And we worked on the thumbs to the door as well. Yeah. So imagine there was a wall behind us and we got to this one of here, and it had to feel as though it...
so do that. So we imagine, this is great, I forgot about this one, Ian. So this is our wall here. So downswing, we felt like we're going to try and get the thumbs running down the wall. And yeah, this is super over-exaggerated, but it's never coming from over the top, is it? No. And that's actually, and this is why I think golf's really hard, because golf's a big circle that's on an inclined plane. And if you can realise that we've got to feel as though the club face works around us on that circle, and what we're trying to do is get that club face pointing straight for that split second it's an impact, but then realising that it can trace from around and round, and having the club face in a much stronger position allows that to happen more often, rather than trying to swashbuckle it to target.
And the football analogy as well, as if we was trying
to go on, talk about that one.
So, just from coming from a bit of a sporting background.
Oh, it's dropped a little bit of a teaser here, everybody.
We worked on like sort of what was specific to me. Yeah. It might not have been anything to do with golf, so we worked on like if I was going to try and pass a rugby ball from them with that sort of shape kind of thing, or if it was a football. And I remember we sat like literally here and was like, right, okay, well if this was a football and this was your foot, how would you have to deliver it to get that? And I said, well, I'd come from this way in and I'd get my foot round it and I'd try and bend it that way. And we kind of went, well, how do we replicate that with a golf club? And we sort of said, well, okay, well, it's got to come this way and it's got to come on the inside.
And that's the best piece of advice this whole video. That's what you'd be waiting for, because I think most people can relate to that. I think most people, whether they're old, young, no matter what age or ability they are, they can watch this, hit drive a little bit straighter just from what you've said there, because a lot of people are kicking it the outside of the foot and coming across it, which if you're trying to kick a football, I'm kicking it towards the camera now, this ain't going to give it a lot of speed. If I'm trying to belt it towards the camera, no matter if you're left or right footed, we can all apply that analogy.
And it could be anything, it could be like a stone or anything. It's got to be that movement what we worked on.
Exactly.
Just gets us in this position as well, just the target, which...
Class. I think that's the best piece of advice this video. I think it's a good place for us to end. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. I think it's great when we've got somebody involved that's an actual golfer who plays at club level. They're taking the position of viewing this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please do hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy this video. Remember, daily tips that are here to help you improve your game. And I say this all the time, but I'm here to help you improve your game. So if you've ever got any questions about your game, imagine you're in Ian's position, you're like, Alex, I've got this question on short game, chipping, pitching, whatever it might be, do let me know. I'm here to help you.